Hi, hello, my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful piece of art inspiration that you are, Verity, for me. You are such a, yeah, beauty and inspiration. It comes to me, those words, and it could be for some reason. Verity Maud, I am so thankful to life for offering me this amazing woman into my life that you are now here and you are forever, I tell you. How are you, Verity?
I'm good. I'm happy to be having this conversation with you. And yes, I agree, forever.
Yeah, forever. Yeah, there are some encounters in life that is, I feel like not for that it was the first time. It was like, oh, like for some reasons from the moment that I saw you, it was so familiar. So I was so happy to go from Dublin to Granada. You know, a big way going to the Dublin airport, then the flight, 3 hours flight to Malaga. From Malaga, I don't know, 2 hours or something to Granada, and that's peregrinage. Yes, I don't know the word in English, but you know, that way, big way, it was really, really worth it just to have a beautiful, amazing workshop of creativity. And a little funny story, it is that when I knew that I had to be there, you know. In fact, I did more workshops, but the reason I did more workshops, it was, okay, if I do the creativity one, I'm going to do other workshops. But I knew that that was the reason I have to do creativity and biodanza together. That is like amazing. It could be like if you like Rolling Stones and Tina Turner and you have a concert with both of them in the same place. It is like, wow. And the funny story is that when I went to the airport, my husband picked me up to the airport, and the time was a little tight to get to the airport, to get the plane. And you know what happened? We had a flat tire, like in the middle of the highway, and my husband said, okay, we have to go out of the highway, you know, stay there. It was not so long to get the plane, you know, for my flight. And he said, okay, I'm sorry, but you are not going to get that plane. And I said, no, I have to, I know that I have to be there. So life is like kind of naughty when you want really want something. It's like, you really want that. You know, you have to keep the calm, to have to trust that you are going to be there no matter the obstacles that are in the way. And it was like that. And my husband called somebody to come, but it was like 20 minutes in the middle of the highway. And I was like, I was not saying anything. I was like, you know, Oponopono, I let go, I trust, thank you. I let go, I trust, thank you. All the time, Oponopono, because, you know, I was really focused. I have to take that plane. And then when somebody came, I was going, you know, very fast to the other car to go. And in the middle of the way, in the other car, I said to my husband, you can't believe, I can't believe, I left my purse with my identity card and my passport in the car. Can you believe? So it was like, no. And then my partner said, so Noemi, you are not going to, you have to put here that you are not going to take that plane. And I said, no, but it can be, I know I have to be there in Granada. I know that maybe it's impossible, but I have to be there. So, you know, doing this story shorter, I for some reason, you know, that person, my husband called that person, you know, the passport is is in the car, so you have to take another car and meet in the middle of the highway. And it was like a contest, you know, those contests in the TV that, okay, we meet in the kilometer 35 in the middle of the highway. And we get there, he was running, the other guy was running, giving me the purse, you know, with my identity card. Okay, very, very fast to the airport. And then I get there, and more things happened in the airport, more things. And I said, it is not possible. I am not going to tell more, but I tell you, I wanted to share that to everybody that is listening, because sometimes when we really want something from our soul, there are coming, obstacles are coming. And maybe some people say, oh, maybe it shouldn't be like that. I shouldn't go there, because if there are so many obstacles, it's because it's not for me. And I say, listen to your soul, because I knew that it was going for me. And I said to my husband very quickly, you know, when I was running, I don't know what is going to happen in this weekend, but I know one thing for sure. Either it's going to be terrible for me, and life was saying, no, don't go, because there were so many obstacles, or it's going to be a life-changing. And it, of course, it was a life-changing for me. Life-changing for me. Verity Maud. So thanks so much for your creativity. I don't want to talk more. I want you to just a little presentation. Who are you and what do you do? And I am, you know, and everybody is so happy to hear your voice.
Well, you know, the funny thing is I had a similar story getting from South Africa to Granada.
Yeah.
Wound up taking me 3 days,
Wow.
days of cancelled flights and going via Germany. And it was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah, so I suppose at the heart of it, I'm an artist. But I've used my creativity, I've channeled it in so many different directions over the years. So how I would describe myself is I'm a creativity catalyst. I love, love, love bringing people to a place that their own inherent creativity is being stimulated to be expressed. So that's not just to be artists at all. I'm all about you utilizing your creativity as a tool effectively to create and design, mindfully design a life that you love.
Mm-hmm.
And in my toolbox of all of that, of course, I have Biodanza, which is the most phenomenal tool for getting people deeply in touch with themselves, with what, you know, what is my creative expression in the world? What is my voice, my expression, my way of being? So it's tremendously, particularly from a creativity perspective, it's tremendously effective for getting everybody, because everyone's creative, right? Not just those who are gifted artists.
Yeah.
We are literally wired that way.
Yeah.
As we're wired to breathe and to eat and to walk, we just can. And, you know, all you need to do is watch kids playing and you see that.
Yeah.
We are all born with that innate ability to be creative. And the thing is so many people just let that go by the wayside as, you know, they go into adulthood, because there's so much importance put on like career and making money and all this sort of thing that people ignore, and their creative muscles atrophy. And then because of that, they think they're not creative anymore. And this is where I come in. I love reigniting those fires and getting people closer to themselves.
It's amazing. What you say is amazing. And I think that's why, you know, that one thing is that the case that we have, that is the body, the body temple is very, very important. but more than that, we are energy. And I think that's why when I saw you, of course, your image is amazing, and also the style. I think we both have the same love for beautiful big earrings and colors, and you know that of course it is like love at first sight, right? When I saw my husband, I didn't know that he would be in the first second such an amazing person, a great heart. You see the appearance, you know, and the kind of the energy. This energy attracts me or not, and then you go deeper. So for me, my love affair for you was the same. I really I loved your style and your you know, the image of you, the whole beauty of you. But also, most of all, I really connected with your frequency, your energy, because you and me, I think we have that same passion, and I would say more than passion, also the purpose of living in creativity all of our days. I said in another conversation that I couldn't never be like a Steve Jobs or the owner of Facebook, that they say no, because I have to do so many things that I have to arrange time very well. So every day they put the same t-shirt, the same, you know, the same pants, everything the same. Like, they do amazing things, but you know, thanks God that people like you and me are in this planet Earth as well, because otherwise that could be so boring, you know. Like when you go to London, to the center of London, and you see so many different styles, punk, and another person like completely posh, and that is the beauty of life, the creativity, right?
Definitely.
And what I loved about the way you shared with everybody creativity, it is the purpose of not only painting, that I love to paint, or maybe what t-shirt or whatever you put on your body, but the most interesting thing, no doubt, is how you create each day, because each day is your life. It's like, oh, my life, I want my life to be like that. Okay, so how you live? How do you live now, today? That is your life. And you inspire so many people to live, to do specific things in the day-to-day to unlock that creativity. It's amazing.
It's true. You know, there are so many basic things that we need to do in this life, like wake up and eat and be in relationship, and there are vastly different ways that we can engage in these things, from one extreme to the other. And we can do the absolute bare minimum to survive. You know, we can take a piece of stale toast, pop it in the toaster, and, you know, slap something on, and that's food. Or we can create a masterpiece of cuisine that is unbelievably healthy, that feeds us, that causes internal radiance, that is a blessing to those that we serve. You know, food can be high art, and it can be disgusting. Can be something, it can taste really bad too. And it all depends on the care and the creativity that we choose to apply to it. So it's, for me, creativity is choice and action. It requires choice and action every single time. It's not a magic thing that, you know, that happens all of a sudden. It's mindfully taking each thing, each moment, each opportunity, and like, how can I craft this beautifully?
Yeah. So it's an action. I completely agree. And for that, it is necessary to do one thing. And many people are not in that place, but I hope this conversation inspires so many people that wants to step into the creativity zone, and is the present moment, the here and now. Because if you are in the past, or if you are in the future, you can't decide what you want now. And many people are either in what is going to happen with me, especially in this situation of the pandemic, that everybody, most of the people are have a lot of fear. What is going to happen with my prosperity, my work? If you are in that place, you can't create that prosperity from here, from now.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the same when you are thinking of the past. Those days, beautiful days, or what happened with my family, that they didn't treat me well. To come here to the here and now, it is necessary a lot of self-love and a lot of compassion and forgiveness, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Because, you know, the thing is we're using our imaginations to create all the time. The problem is a lot of people are very much in the future, and their imaginations are creating these wild scenarios that may or may not happen. And our imaginations are powerful tools. Whereas if we take that same imagination and we channel it into the now to create, to make this moment beautiful, then it changes the whole paradigm, because what we do now is the foundation of what happens tomorrow.
Really.
So when we're creating the moment to be something rich and wonderful, regardless of what's going on around us, there's one amazing meditation that when things are just crazy, you stop and you say, even though this situation, this pandemic, this lockdown, this whatever, is not ideal, in this moment, it is okay. And in this moment, I am okay.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can get to that statement, because the only thing that exists is this moment. And if I can be okay right here, right now, I can be okay. Because if I can apply the same principle to the next moment, then each next moment is okay, regardless of what's happening around. And I will say that during this time, what I have done to make it beautiful and rich is just stepped up on the daily rituals and formed new ones. Because there's a little more time in my hands and I have my little daughter, every single meal, I make her plate into a face of some kind. So it's a challenge. Like, how, with these particular ingredients, how can I make a face? And sometimes they're vampire bunnies, and sometimes they're monsters, and sometimes they're, whatever I can manage to come up with. And the couple of times that I haven't done it, she's been quite disappointed. She's like, where's the face?
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, cool. So I challenged myself, and it just brings that extra little, and we've taken to now that the face actually needs to talk to her. So I have to be the voice of whatever's on the plate. And we have these hilarious meal times as a result. This conversation that goes on with this face that gets eaten and then goes in her stomach and meets up with all the friends that have been previously eaten. And, we could just sit there watching a screen while we just stick food in our faces.
Yeah.
So it's regardless of what's happening. If we find the elements that we have at hand and how could I make this magical?
Yeah.
It's possible.
Yeah,
and the cool thing
is
is the more you do it, the more it becomes habitual and the easier, because initially it requires effort. It does.
Mm-hmm. It's so
It
true
really
what you
does.
say.
Same as investing in a relationship, nurturing, giving it the time, the energy, the care. It takes effort, and the reward is brilliant.
Yeah, of course. And that is an amazing and so loving, beautiful way of using our creativity. Because, you know, I'm sure that all moms love a lot our children, right? And you have a beautiful girl, I have a beautiful boy. But it's true that when you put that extra ingredient in, I do that as well. I you know, in maybe I put some grapes and all the grapes are in a circle, and I then put a face, you know, and that is feeding your or children not only with the actual you know, nutrition of the food, but they are also getting fed by the energy, the love and energy and the creativity. So you are feeding the creativity, and that little boy or girl, when they grow up, they are going to have a lot of creativity because they were eating creativity indeed.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And even, you know, when she looks back on lockdown, when she's an adult, she'll tell her friends or her kids or whatever, you know, like, my mom used to turn my food into her face every day. And it's particularly when you grow older, you can see that that is love-based.
Yes.
You know, my mom did such cool things for me, and it becomes wired in us subconsciously that I'm cared for, that I'm worth making an effort for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also what you said the other day, like privately, but it was so beautiful that I hope that you are okay that I shared that, because that could be an inspiration for other moms, or not moms, also for people that are, you know, with the couples, the mates, the partners, that you always every morning wake your beautiful daughter up, not like, come on, it's time to get up, have your breakfast quickly, come on, come on. That many people do like that, and okay, that it's okay. Maybe they are in a hurry and they have to do like that. I don't do that because he always gets up before me, so I don't have the opportunity to get him up, you know. So I am free of of, you know, I can't decide that particular moment. But it was so beautiful when you share that you go to her bed and you go with her and you snuggle, you know, you snip, you know, I don't know how to say, get into the bed, and you take her and you caress her and you say that you love her. Come on, that really changed the day, not only for her but for you.
For me, absolutely.
So beautiful.
Yeah, and you know, I take her onto my lap, and it's the little ritual is called morning love, and I hold her, and I visualize my heart opening and just flooding her little being with as much beautiful, warm love as I can, just infusing her system. For me, that's so good. Anything where we're opening our hearts and like, you know, releasing love is very healthy for us, and of course it's healthy for her as well, you know.
Of course.
And particularly when we repeat these things, when they become patterns,
because then
they're powerful.
you don't have to,
you know, I work very hard, and I don't always have the amount of time that I would like to devote to her. But she starts her day off like that, she ends her day off like that, with a lot of love. And these messages are important. So if there are any parents out there that are listening that, you know, Jesus, parents, we find ourselves riddled with guilt the whole time, right? We never feel like we're doing enough or doing it right. Or but if you can have those moments where your kids press record at least 2 of them in the day where it is completely unequivocal that they are truly, deeply loved, makes a difference.
Yeah, really, it makes the difference, and they really record them, these moments and these attitudes, loving attitudes that I always had from the beginning. Even he was a little baby. John was a little baby, and now he's 4 years and a half. And in the beginning, you don't know if this is doing something in his psyche. You know, you just do it because you love to do these rituals. But then when they grow up, it's like, you know, sometimes I find him saying all the things that I normally say to him, and suddenly now with 4 years he's expressing, and he starts to, I love you, Mom. You are my best present, which I say to him. So
yes,
all these things are there, and they go up because it's like whatever you feed, or what you reap is what you sow, something like that,
yes.
right?
Yeah, what you sow is what you reap.
Yeah,
yeah,
and it's beautiful. I am also. It is on the other way, right? It is the word is rituals. Rituals.
Ah, yeah.
So I am a fan of rituals in my day, and they are so important, isn't it? Like for people that are not creative, from, you know, natural creatives, like maybe you and me, that are like crazy creatives, like, but for people that are not in that zone, I think maybe you can talk about that rituals, like put, you know, do things that that maybe in the beginning is a little weird, but then it changes everything, right?
Well, for me, I've just stepped up on my rituals and my self-care during lockdown, because I just knew that unless I was nurturing myself in the best way possible, that things wouldn't be pretty. So my morning ritual, and you know, these are rituals that I have that sometimes fall by the wayside, and then things unravel, because the relationships that we have with ourselves are the same as any relationship we have with anyone. Yeah. If we're not nurturing and taking care, then things unravel. So I wake up, and before I do anything, I meditate. Not a long one, maybe 10, 20 minutes maximum, and then I journal. Journaling for me is one of the best self-care tools. At least 3 pages. What it does is it really helps us clear our minds, process our emotions, dream about what we want to do for the day. So I use the journaling time to process how I'm feeling and what I'm thinking, things that have happened, just kind of file them where they need to go. Because if not, it's like if you have a desk and there's like a million papers everywhere and it's this big confusing mess, you don't know what to do and not quite sure where to focus, it makes a big noise. But when you're like, this one goes there, this one goes there, and you file it where it's meant to go, then your space is clear for like, okay, now what do I want to create? If everything's just making a big noise, it just drains your energy.
Yeah.
And so usually I write about what I feel, and then I go into what I'm wanting to create, not just for my day, but maybe for my next work project or passion project, whatever it may be. So I find that tremendously helpful. And the times in my life where I've let that slide, then I'm not in control of things like I want to be anymore. It really makes a big difference. It's when I'm journaling regularly, I feel like I'm in the driving seat of my life.
Yeah.
I know where the vehicle is headed. I'm driving it expertly. And then I put music on as well. So there's a soundtrack too. I play beautiful meditation music when I journal. So I just like create a scene for myself where it's pleasurable, where it's like a really beautiful, relaxing start to the day. And then after that, I exercise. Get my blood flowing, something to get the heart rate up that just flushes your system with everything it needs. It helps the brain literally, you know, the fresh blood flushes the brain, so it functions better. It balances your endocrine system. If you do that kind of exercise, your vagus nerve is stimulated, which is what is responsible for relaxing your body and stimulating the parasympathetic nervous system, where you relax and heal and repair. So these rituals, for me to start my day like that, strong, by the time Gia wakes up, I'm so ready for that morning love. You know?
Of course.
And I make sure, you know, I make a beautiful cup of very fragrant jasmine tea while I'm journaling, and there's the music, and there's the, when we layer experiences like that for ourselves, there is this very clear message from myself to myself saying, you are loved.
I love you. Yeah.
I love you. You're important.
And
it makes a gigantic difference to everything.
Totally.
Everything.
It's total. I totally agree. I am also, sometimes I have tried, because I like to try, you know, different things. And I've tried also how is my day without the rituals, my morning rituals. And completely it changed everything. It's like you feel that there's something missed. You don't feel so focused, so strong in your inner strength. And meditation, you start with meditation, the thing, and then you journal. That is also a meditation, because many people think, okay, meditation is just closing your eyes and just feeling and watching your thoughts go by. And then when you do other things, you are not meditating. And I find that even when I don't sit in those 10 minutes or 15 minutes, because, you know, I can't, or whatever reason, but then I say, okay, now I'm going to be completely focused, that is to be mindful. And if you do your porridge or whatever you have for breakfast in a mindful way, honoring each ingredient, like being in that place, you are also meditating. And meditating can be also, for me, dancing, because you are not separate from the music. You are not thinking of anything. You are just enjoying the dance, the music. So there are so many ways of meditation, because meditation maybe is amazing, is rejuvenating, is so good for the mind, for the brain. It's amazing. I could say everybody to meditate, but it's true that there are some people that are more earthly, like you know, attached to things and not like to close the eyes. But you can do it in your way, walking, right? Whatever you do that makes you stay in the here and the now is so important. I started, well, I told you I'm going to say that I am doing, and I am finishing your amazing artery course, that I say everybody that is watching this and wants to create your day-to-day, your life, a piece of art, and get that that passion that it was missed maybe in some place or sometime in the past. When you step into that, everything is magical. So and you do such an amazing work in the artery course that when all this lockdown started, from Christina, a common friend, told me that you were starting this, and I said, okay, I have to do it because, you know, I loved this woman, but this woman lives in Johannesburg. I live in Dublin. It is not so easy to do a workshop, a personal workshop with with her, and this lockdown has brought us so amazing things, right? And one of them is the possibility to do such an incredible, amazing workshop, no course during 8 weeks, that you do a journey with also journaling. And in the beginning, I told you, Verity, I am not a journal person.
You did.
And I am not the, you know, I am not the most disciplined person in many things, and in journaling, no, I have my strengths and my weakness, okay? So we have to be sincere with myself and with everybody. That's me. But it's true that when one Friday evening that John was having a nap, and I said, this is my moment. I'm going to take a pen, take my journal, and see what happened. What happens? I started to write, like, I don't know how many, 7 pages or 8 pages or more, like without thinking. It's like, woo. It's like I opened a tap of the tap of my soul, and it came out so many things. And what you say is truth. Is like it puts your what you want in life, what backpack you have that you want to release, everything. If you put it in a paper, you can see it and you can do something with it.
Absolutely. Yeah, words are extremely powerful. When we're just thinking about ideas and concepts, that's one thing. When we speak them, it's another. And when we write them down, you know, if I tell you something, you may forget it. But if I write you something on a piece of paper, it's there.
Yeah.
It's said, it's done. So when we express ourselves verbally, physically, when we write it down, it's almost like each one of them, you know, words can be spells to make magic. When we write those words down, it's like it becomes stronger. So
Really?
for when we're creating things, but also when we're releasing things. It's very helpful for, we've been speaking about ritual and how powerful ritual is. You know, that's why people get married in a big wedding, and all the people are there to witness it, and they sign documents, there's written, there's spoken, it's a whole visual thing. Which is, if that same couple just had a moment in their lounge and said, should we get married? Yes, okay, you and me, done, that's it. It's not nearly as powerful or respected by the people, by the couple, and their entire community. So sometimes if we're needing to, you know, perhaps in your journaling it comes up, oh my gosh, I really need to release and forgive this particular person. To write a letter and have a ceremony with yourself and burn it or something like that, it becomes so much more real.
Really, yes.
Yeah.
And I think it's really necessary. Before, okay, we want to be creative, but what do you want, or do you need to release before? You know, it's like in our soul, we have to do the same as in the table that we are going to put the paper, the blank paper, and all the pencils. It could be, everything is possible, but it wouldn't be the same if you start to put all this painting art stuff in a table that is full of the dishes that you have just eaten, and everything is not in the right way, is completely disorganized. the creative process is not the same, and the same is in our soul, in our mind. There are so many things that are blocks, really programs that are limiting us, and they are so powerful if we don't do anything with them, because they are programs, but they are very strong programs, maybe from our ancestors, that they are like, or ideas from the school. Maybe you were 5 years old and you were in the school, and a teacher that was not we all have had good teachers and bad teachers. Bad teacher that said, this is not nice, you are not, you don't know how to draw. I wonder how many people, they are not drawing or painting right now because they had a bad teacher that said that spell, because those are spells.
Yeah, definitely.
So
it's amazing. I think you can have 15 compliments and one person says something contrary, and that's what you latch onto. It's ridiculous that we like this as humans. And it often takes at least another 15 compliments to kind of cancel out that one bad thing. And the problem is with our creative process is that often we have that one thing that squashes us, and then we don't have 15 other things that follow it. People they become scared and they just stop, because it's connected to a feeling of failure and not being good enough and that sort of thing. And sometimes, these are things that we're needing to clear off our desk that have been around since we were 5.
We
literally, for me, other than when people have these grand moments of inspiration to create something, when inspiration is strong enough, then an artwork or a project or something emerges. But to have sustained creative expression, where it's part of your life, you need to have a lot of energy. You need to have momentum and impetus, and in order for that to happen, there needs to be a whole bunch of things in place that are giving you that energy. I spoke about self-love. There's very practical things on, like, literally managing your time properly. When there's a whole bunch of emotional baggage going on, it's really like energetically consuming. I recall when I was once in a relationship that was magnificent and wild and passionate and full of conflict. I was in survival mode most of the time. I was using all my energy to deal with the conflict that was arising the whole time. There was nothing left over for dreaming of new creations and making things beautiful. And I was coping. And the thing is it could be a bad job that you're in a toxic work environment. It could be a ton of unresolved emotional issues. They weigh us down. They really do. So I'm all about identifying all these little things that are being blocks in our energy, which is both esoteric, but also literally physically. If you're not taking care of your body, you're going to have a sluggish system.
Of course.
Which means not enough energy for creating. So your creative process is extremely holistic.
Holistic, that is the word. It's holistic. It is body, emotions, thoughts, energy, and spirit, of course, because I think the first piece of art were in the caves, honoring the gods, offering the paintings. Those I saw once we went to Argentina, and in a cave there were all these paintings of hands. They were doing that with, I think, blood, and also pee, all these things, and and like saying we are here, we're here honoring the gods. So it's holistic, and it's so important to the energy. I confess, and I look back and I confess that when I was working before, now I am doing what I love, right? Yoga, dancing, art, like helping people. Now I'm in a school of that is about opening the consciousness, extending the consciousness, and through rituals, through magic, because magic comes and is in everything, because everything is alive. Considering that, you can do a lot of things with different codes and everything. But before, I was 13 years IT consultant, and during those years, maybe 1 year, I started to do some painting, going to one place to paint, but it was so much consuming. The days were quite hard, a lot of stress, these things that you work all the day, and when you come back, it's like, okay, I want to paint, but I am drawn of energy. I don't have so much energy to use, and because I am so perfectionist, that is another big block. I love to do things very, very, very well, and that is not good, because if you're perfectionist and you think that you don't have enough energy to do it so well, you don't do it. And that happened to me. So energy is so important, and I would say I would like to now to share a little ritual that it could be to draw, to read, to write all the things that you think that are taking your energy, maybe because you feel guilty, maybe because there are fears, maybe because you don't have a good relationship with someone on the family, and you have to forgive yourself and forgive that person. You draw it, you write it, and then little by little you pick that, whatever, it's paper, one after one, and you read it. Okay, for example, I'm sorry, I forgive myself because I have bad relationship with my mother, and that is consuming me a lot of energy. I forgive myself, I forgive you, and I forgive the situation. You blow 3 times, like you feel that, and when you break that paper, and you put it aside, and you break that. So you do it one by one with all the things that are consuming you energy, and then maybe you do a little ritual with some ingredients. That is another thing, and you put it in the Pachamama, in Mother Earth, because Pachamama is a big storage of information, and you plant that intention that you get rid of that, and that is a very important and big ritual that can help you to go on in your life with more energy.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so many different things you can do. The one retreat that I run is in Mozambique, in the most exquisite, pristine marine reserve. And as part of what we do, we swim with wild dolphins.
Wow.
It is the most off the charts experience, really. We go in the boats, we see if we can find them. If we do, you stop the boat, and if they approach and they're curious, then we get in the water. So we're not like chasing after them. But one of the rituals that I have, it's a forgiveness and release ceremony, and we take rice paper and write everything we're needing to forgive and release, and then fold it into boats and release it into the waves of the sea. And when you see that, and the waves just like, and it's gone. Any of these rituals, fire or earth burying, like having a funeral, end of that life, that story, that all of them are powerful. Definitely, I'd really recommend that.
They are really powerful, of course. So we both encourage people to be a little wheat, a white wheat, right? But like, because you know how many women were in the past burned because they just were connected with nature, with their own creativity. They were doing this kind of things with plants, giving information to the plants to heal people. And then in the past, you know, because of some, I don't know, I don't want to get into there, but so many people that were literally burned themselves because they wanted to be different. Now we are living in an amazing moment that, of course, things happen, but people like you and me are not burned into the fire.
Thank God for that.
Maybe in the past we were, you know, but yeah, but talking about being burned, another thing that it was very powerful in the course that you shared, for me was very powerful, is to write your fears and to be in front of your fears, like which are your 5 first fears. And that is so helpful because, well, I want to share 2 of them that I realized, and just in the next day I started to change things, you know. So I'm going to share, because you know all that I want to do here in these conversations is to inspire people, you know, to just to start a new life, to start the life that you really want. Now is the time. Now is the time. And the thing is, the 2 of the main 3 fears were not to be able to fulfill my whole life purpose, that I have big dreams, because I died before. You know, I don't.
I have the same one.
Yeah, I am not so afraid of dying, because I don't believe, I am completely sure that there is no death at all. So also that is so clear for me. I know it because I had many experiences to certify that, like a notary. But I am afraid of, in this existing, like in this body, I want to do so many things that if I go before, I won't be able to do it. So one, that was a big fear. And another fear was that I am not so good at time management, you know. So it was very associated with the other, like one and the other is the same, but one is in the big picture and the other is in the little picture, in the day to day. If I don't manage properly my day to day, I am not going to fulfill my dreams, which are a lot. Especially the big one is to do whatever I want, to share all that I've gathered in myself, I've known in my inner experience, and all the things that I've been, you know, storing in knowledge, but experiencing them, that I know that they work, to see everybody happy, like stop suffering. You know, we are going to die. We are only 4 days here, you know, comparing with eternity. So if we are 4 days, don't be 3 days suffering and trying to heal all the wounds, you know, because you are going to have only one for the party. That's my big thing.
Completely. Well, you know, one of my big things is when you remove things from your life, like your past stories, your baggage, sugar, alcohol, whatever it may be, things that are not serving you, don't just leave an empty room. Because if the room is just there and empty and not giving any pleasure, then it's not long before you like fill it with the sugar and the alcohol and the stories again. The minute you clear something out, you've got to put something better in its place.
Yeah.
You know, if you've stopped with processed food, for instance, it's really important that you find delicious, healthy recipes. That you're not just being unimaginative and like, oh, well, I'm sort of eating boring salad now. Find the best damn salad recipes you possibly can that delight you, because then it's easy to make those changes. So the minute we're letting go of things that have really been filling our time, our energy, our space, it's really important to immediately afterwards start thinking and dreaming, well, how can I fill this space with something that I really like? Something that lights me up, something that makes me feel good. That's where the creative process comes in. You know, if you find that you're addicted to social media, before, okay, cool, I'm going to stop this thing, you need to set up other things in place first. Buy yourself 1,500 puzzle pieces or something. So that when there is that urge to like grab the phone, or, you know, just there's something else to do. Obviously not if you hate puzzles, but, you know, just set things up in your life and fill your life with things that you love, because then it's easy to let go of the things that are not serving you.
Yeah.
Much easier.
Yeah, I completely agree, Verity. And also, I also would say, it came to me when you were saying that also for me the most important thing is why. What is the reason? What is really the purpose of that? And if you were talking about the food, right? The process of getting healthier and slimmer, and I remember when John was more baby, and we were going to a swimming pool that I didn't like, but well, some mom, a mommy, she was from Philippines, and she said to me, "Oh my God, I am so fat. After having the baby, and I really want to start a diet, because in 6 months I'm going to Philippines, and everybody is going to see me, my friends, and they remembered me like such a beautiful slim girl, and I have to do it for." And I said, okay, that can be a reason, but first you have to do it for yourself, because if somebody starts whatever is a process of diet, a piece of art. Many people also say, maybe hear us, oh my God, that is to be creative is so cool. I want to create paintings and to do an exhibition to show my paintings. Okay, you are painting because you want to show your paintings. That is okay, but it is much more powerful if you really paint because you are alive and you really enjoy the process, not the result, but the process of being healthier, eating well, enjoying that meal, not having a diet with whatever, like some lettuce or and thinking, oh my God, I would be so happy with that piece of chocolate. Even to eat a piece of chocolate cake that I love, and I am very healthy, but I also love pastries, From which place do you eat that piece of cake? When I eat a piece of cake, which I love, I do it. This is going to boost my pleasure. I'm going to be, happier, more attractive, because when you really enjoy, you are more attractive. This is also an offering for God, because God has no body, but I am the body of God. So this is also for God. You can do whatever you do with an intention that is higher, and that changes everything, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The difference between that or eating that piece of cake out of compulsion, then immediately feeling guilty and beating yourself up about it, yeah, makes a huge, huge difference. Yeah. And even, you know, if you're, whatever it is that you're creating, a good test would be, if I never showed this thing to anyone, would I be okay with that? Because then you really test, am I doing this for myself? Or am I doing this, is this for my ego? Because I'm wanting recognition and praise from other people. When we're creating from that space, it gets very tricky. Because if I don't get the recognition and the praise that I was after, then it can crush my spirit, you know, and then prevent me from possibly doing something like that again. So when we do it because we love it, because we enjoy it, then obviously if people don't like it, it doesn't feel good, but it's not going to stop us from doing it again. Yeah. So it's, yeah, when we are creating our lives, our stories from a deep space of what lights us up, what we love, what we truly enjoy, then everything is rich. And then also the magic happens, because when someone is truly in their purpose, when someone is enjoying their lives, when their expression is clean and clear and open, people fall in love with that. People invest in that.
Yeah, of course. There are so many people that share in trainings and courses so good information that is knowledge, but they are not sharing from the heart, the passion. You know, I could say some big master that he is called a big master of masters. I'm not going to say anything more, but I was in one workshop in Dublin, and I was then talking a little bit with him, asking some questions, and he's maybe the person that he knows most of that special practice in the world, but then he was completely disconnected. He was not sharing with love, with passion. He was just sharing knowledge, and that if you are a little open, your heart is a little open, that frequency you can really feel if that is passion or is just information, and it's completely different. The course, like that's why I feel that you and me also are in the same place, that whatever we offer, we really want to make people healthier, happier, fulfilled, because that is what we really want, more than even money. Of course, there has to be an exchange of energy, but it's not. We are not doing that for money. We are really doing because we want to activate that light that everybody has.
Yeah.
And I would coming to that light, that talents, because we are talking about creativity as something that everybody can do, and it's so beautiful to live a life full of creativity. But I could go a step further. And you know what? I find that to be creative and to really follow our passions and our soul or heart is not only something that we can do and that is nice, the life is nicer with that. I think is really a responsibility. It's our responsibility, because we all have been born with very unique talents. You are a unique expression of beauty, creativity. I am a unique expression of that in my way. So if you don't show up if you didn't go to Granada to share all that beautiful workshop combining dancing and creativity and inspiration for living a life with purpose, I wouldn't have that present in my heart. So that was something that you did because you really wanted, and also you took your responsibility. You know that you have something to give, and you give it. And I feel like what could have happened with Beethoven, with Picasso, with Dali, with Wagner, all these people that I really, Leonard Cohen, that I really admire, what would have happened if they think, wow, I have a lot of blogs, I don't feel really well today, I am not going to start my new symphony, the 7th symphony, that is going to bring so much beauty to everybody, but I know that I may have a talent, but I am not going to use it because I am not feeling well. We would have missed all that symphonies, all that paintings. That is a responsibility. I think everybody has a talent, many talents, and they are unique. That's why we are in the planet Earth. So it's something that we really need to take that responsibility.
Absolutely. Imagine what this planet would look like if every single one of us was stepping into our own unique creative expressions a little more and a little more. And I mean, there would be an explosion of beauty and color and expression that would be astonishing. And the sad thing is that there are not that many people doing it. The majority of people are living extremely mediocre lives. They're not designing their lives at all, maybe a little bit, but mostly their lives are just being designed for them. They're sitting there watching reality TV all day, or, you know, lost in online gaming, and the way they're living is not contributing to themselves in any way, and hence to the whole community, not to their kids, not to their friends. There are just so many. Like the other day, I just thought to myself, oh my gosh, because in South Africa our lockdown is really intense. Not even running in, well, they've relaxed that a bit now, but we couldn't even go for a run in the road or a walk or anything, like very much in our houses. And I thought to myself, oh, I'm missing poetry. I used to run a poetry group many years ago, like 18 years ago. I'm missing getting dressed up. I'm just missing that creative stimulation and all that. And so I created an online poetry night. I invited everybody to get super dressed up. I was having a bad day that day and I was regretting, but I got as dressed up as I possibly could. And immediately I felt better. We had a group gathered from four different continents. Some people I hadn't seen in a while. It was just seeing all the faces pop up on the screen. And the poems were amazing. Some of them were hilarious. Some of them were very entertaining. Some of them were really moving. And we had 2 very beautiful hours, brought smiles to everyone's faces. It was the first time that I actually had a sense of normality. And I created this space out of my own expression that served everyone. Yeah. People were able to voice these poems that had been sitting buried. And if I had not used my creativity and just stepped into that, it wouldn't have served anyone, including me. And there are so many moments like that where it takes effort, it always does. But when we follow the ideas we have with action, then, you know, then magic happens. And we are a gift. We become a gift.
Yeah. Action that requires discipline, right? That is one of the things that
that's the unfortunate part where most of us tend to fall flat sometimes. Is the follow through. Too many ideas, no follow through.
That is so important to say, okay, I have, because my thing is that I have so many ideas and everything, but then the day to day, especially both that we have children, young children, that they need attention, and then time. I don't know if that happens to you, Verity, but for me, time is like, especially going faster than normally. I don't know why. Maybe because we are more at home. So I get up, I do, and then, oh my God, it's time for dinner, and I didn't do that and that and that, and I don't know. That is a trick. I don't know what you can say about time management and the thing that the sense that time is like everybody, like many people are having that sensation, right? That time it just is moving faster.
Yeah. Well, for me, in fact, the best possible piece of advice that I can give is pick one thing of the many ideas and initiatives and everything you have floating around in your head. Pick one thing and then treat that one thing and yourself with respect. So, we had this time set. I had it on my calendar. I arrived on time, you arrived on time, because we made a commitment to one another that this would happen. So literally put it in your calendar, put an alert on your phone, commit to, because if, you made time for me, right? It was important to you. So you made time for this to happen. You organized everything. You organized your son, you created the environment so that it could happen. And we have to do the same thing with our creative initiatives. Whether that be you want to start learning the guitar or start writing a screenplay or paint or whatever it may be. And you set and you make a commitment, right? On Friday night at 5 o'clock, that's what I'm doing. There's an alarm that goes on your phone that reminds you that's what I'm doing. And when it goes off, you give yourself and your project the respect that you would give anyone else. And that's a bit of a training because, even if you don't in that particular moment feel like it, because it could be that, like with my poetry evening, I was having a bad day. I was so close to just calling the whole thing off.
Oh.
But I didn't, and I'm so glad I didn't. I got so much out of it. So it's also very important to focus on what you want and not what you're feeling in the moment. Because often just going, Lord, I don't feel like it now, I feel lazy, I feel this, I feel depressed, or I'm feeling anxious, no, not the right moment. To put those aside and like, wait, what do I want? What do I really want? I want to paint this painting, right? Put everything in place, you take the time. And honestly, without scheduling it like that and being strict about it, time goes, it passes, and these things just never happen. That is the absolute best piece of advice I could give.
And it's super valuable. It's very, very important, because it's like sometimes I feel like that, and then I visualize, because visualizations for me work like a lot. In one visualization, you can have a lot of information. Many times I feel like I have a bunch of seeds that are going to grow beautiful flowers, beautiful plants. But if I don't have a pot with some earth to plant the seeds, my seeds are here and they are going to be seeds forever.
Yeah.
We need earth. And sometimes I I am getting better because I know that, you know, that weakness that, you know, I am expert of growing, of collecting seeds from my mind, from my imagination. Thanks God that my inner child is very awakened. So I have, you know, a lot of that. But then it's like, okay, I'm going to put that and really dedicate some time. And many times I feel like that. I told before when I said that I am very perfectionist. So if I don't feel in a right mood or right energy, I didn't do so many pieces of art that many times I say to those pieces of art that I didn't do because of that, I said sorry, because they are not here because of that. Yeah. But the thing is that if you, with whatever, with a conversation, with a painting, with a yoga class. The other day, my mother said, no, I am not doing yoga because I don't feel enough energy to that. No, it's not that. It's like, start to do the yoga class and that is going to give you energy. Start to paint, because you are not, when you start to paint and you like it, that is going to give you energy. You don't need, okay, it's better to have energy in the beginning, but if you don't have, the energy is going to grow in the process, right?
Definitely.
And another thing that I think is very valuable, and I shared with you the other day, is to have courage. We have been talking about responsibility now, and courage is another big one. Courage, because you know, you have, imagine that you have your creativity, your responsibility, your beauty, all your ideas, your time, and then you don't have the courage, the bollocks to step into what you want to do, and nothing happens. And I had recently, like 2 weeks ago, when I had that seed, it came to me, oh my God, I feel so grateful for all the shining, amazing people that I have been encountering in my life, that most of them are friends, a shaman in Peru, Verity in Johannesburg, yoga teacher in Bali, Elizabeth in Murcia, like, and I could go on, like so many amazing people that can inspire so many people, not only me, that of course to me, those amazing people have been like a fountain of light and inspiration. But I wanted to overflow that inspiration. I wanted to, when you have so much love, so much gratitude, you want to share with everybody. And as the beginning of the confination, I want to share all my treasure, because that is my treasure. You are one jewel of my treasure. All the people conform my big treasure. That treasure that when I will pass in a long time, I will pass, that will come with me. And I wanted to share that, and that is why I wanted to start the JAIMUNAI conversations. Munai is a quote from Inca cosmology that is a trilogy of inner power, love, and desire. Like, when you have your inner power and you love everybody and everything around, and you step into fulfilling your desires, that is Munai. And Jai is a word that is Basque, from the Basque country, and is party. So I gathered Jai, which is part, because when you are in that zone, life is a party. And I wanted to share with that you know, all these techniques, all this inspiration, all this knowledge of so many people, so everybody can step into JAIMUNAI, to live life as it's a celebration, a party of love, desire, and inner power and magic. And then I started the course, and it was after writing my fears that I don't want to pass before fulfilling them. And I said, okay, this Sunday I start with 2 conversations, and I record 2 conversations. It was also that week, because everything, this life is also a package of synchronicities, and that week was the 7th anniversary of my father that passed. So I had, I said, okay, this is a stage of my life, 7 years growing inside, and now from now on I really want to share with my own gifts and the gifts of all my friends and all the people. So I started that Sunday the 2 conversations with courage, because it was the first time that I was doing that in my life. But when I did it, I felt like, oh, I can't believe I didn't start it before, because I
so many times when we just take the first step, like, this is easy, I can do this.
Of course. Like if you are in a park of, those slides that are very big, and it's so scary to go to step so many, have you been in those that you have to go up, and you say, oh my God, it's so scary. And when you go, all the way, and it's crazy, and then you act like that, and it's like, oh my God, it was so fun. Why I didn't do it before? Because I was in fear. So when I did that Sunday, I received a call of another inspiration that I did also a conversation, JAIMUNAI conversation with her last Sunday. That is amazing, and she is now in a program that is seen over the whole world. Like, it's a program of consciousness and inspiring people, and it has a lot of, like, I don't know, 20,000 views, this program. And she, after that day that I stepped into the unknown, she sent me an audio saying, would you like to be in this program this Wednesday? And I said, yeah, really? I was celebrating with my husband with wine that I had these 2 conversations, and I was feeling so happy. And the reward was the opportunity to inspire people all over the world in this program that is seen by all the so many countries. So that happens when you are, courage and bold to do that. I say, everybody, doesn't matter, we're going to die. So first we're going to have a little fun, isn't it?
Yep. Follow your joy.
Follow completely.
The rest is all a waste. Find your joy and follow it.
And listen to life, what is offering you, because life is magical, and you and me share that. That magic is all over the place. I'm going to share with you that before this conversation, I didn't do this with any conversation at all. But for some reason, I have an oracle of goddess, a goddess oracle, and I said, okay, which 3 energies are going to, or goddess, are going to be with us today? It is amazing. Life is magical. I say to you. One is Sarasvati, the arts. Among all the goddesses,
wow.
Express yourself through creative activities. Can you believe? Goosebumps.
Amazing. Yeah.
Goosebumps. The other, fertility, ostara, fertility.
Mm.
This is Sarasvati. Fertility. It is the perfect time for you to start new projects, access new ideas, and give birth to new conditions.
Perfect.
And the other one, Semmet. Be strong. Be strong. You are stronger than you think you are, and your strength assures a happy outcome. And that is what we are sharing in this conversation.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's so exciting, you know, when we embrace the unknown, instead of making it a scary thing, making it an exciting thing. It's possible to just shift the two. I love the unknown because it brings with it such amazing gifts and surprises, as opposed to be like, oh, I don't know, I'm afraid, I'm not going to go there.
Yeah.
Life would, yeah, I think I'd die a little if I didn't have the element of the unknown.
Yeah.
To keep me entertained, to keep me curious.
Yeah. The unknown, in the unknown is God. God is in the non-manifest. When we manifest what it is not manifest yet, we allow God to come. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It is beautiful. I could be like years, hours, weeks with you. I could go. I think if somebody tells me what would you take for that question to a island, desert island. I think I would take Verity with me to talk about creativity and all the passions that we. There's something that I wanted to say, but then it came, and it came out, and then it came back again. Just when we were talking about the Beethoven, the Dali, the Picasso, and you were saying that many people right now, and it's true, there are so many, how to say it, distractions in the Netflix, in many books, but good distractions,
Sure.
Postcards, Instagram, Facebook, so many. And sometimes, and I've been talking also with my partner, like, wow, why is happening that on one way we should be like human race should be more evolving more and more and more with the years. So we have more, our brain in theory is more developed than the brain of Beethoven in theory because of the evolution, right?
Yeah.
But then what I feel it is happening is that there are less genius, less people that are genius, like all these people in the past, even in movies, all those movies that were amazing, that were a piece of art, and now the movies are, they have, most of them, they have no quality at all. And also in the arts, also in the music is the music that everybody is listening is more like artificial, right? It's not from the soul to the soul of people, and I think it's because of those distractions. Beethoven and Picasso they didn't have so many distractions, Instagram and Facebook and Netflix. So that is really important. 1 week you put that homework to us. At the beginning I was like, oh, I don't know if I am going to do that because I love to hear a lot of videos about consciousness and be a better person, just for me and to share it. So while I am washing my dishes, while I am cooking, while I am dressing up, I hear these kind of things. And when you said, homework, your homework for today, for this week, is not watch any social media, any video, anything that is in the screen. And I said, oh my God, I am going to, and then I said, from now on, I don't wait for tomorrow. From today, I'm going to do it. I'm going to listen to music, classical music, which I love, and really a beautiful box of creativity and inspiration opens.
Well, that's the thing, our minds don't like to be bored. They always want to be occupied with something. So if they're occupied with movies and stuff, the brain's satisfied. That's enough. It can sit for days watching some other things, but the minute you cut that off, then the brain needs something else. So then it starts looking, and then the creativity starts. Yeah. Then there's like a whole buffet of life's offering that opens up. So many other things to do.
An amazing experiences. Verity, I am so thanking to you for what you do. I don't know if you want to share with people, all your projects or your ideas for this situation, because we normally I start with this situation, but I really wanted to, with you in front of me, the goddess of creativity, I just wanted to talk about, art and creativity and passion. But what do you think about this? What I am curious, and many people would be curious, a person so connected with your soul, with yourself. What do you think about this? Because I know that, and I feel that the essence of all this situation that we are living right now along the whole world is more profound. It is bringing something that is deeper than what our eyes can see and our ears can listen. So what do you think? I'm curious of that.
Well, I mean, to be completely honest, I don't know what to believe as in terms of what's really going on. Are there terrible agendas out there or not? Is this everyone just like trying to figure out what the hell's going on in terms of the way things are being managed? I do know that certainly nature's benefiting tremendously. And what I do know is that, particularly for me, this has been a call to go deeply inward. And it's been a call for self-love. And I listened to the call. And I've seen so many of my friends not listening to that call and going in the opposite direction. People drinking way too much, putting on loads of weight, going deeply into depression and that sort of thing. And, whenever we as individuals or as humanity are faced with a situation that is really challenging, there is always the choice. Who do I want to be in this situation? Who do I want to be? And what can I do to create something beautiful with the situation that I've been given? So there's people falling to bits, and then there's people starting charity organizations in the response to the need. We've got choices. We always have choices. And I think that humanity has a tremendous gift in this time to really be with ourselves, with our partners, with our families, and recreate and reconstruct something that is way more aligned with what we really want. But the only way that will happen is if you sit with it and you're proactive about that, You know, you can't be creating what you want if you don't know what you want, right?
Mm.
So this time that we have where we're not commuting, where we're not, you know, there's a lot of things that usually fill our time that don't anymore. So instead of filling those gaps with watching too much TV or having endless conversations with friends, conversations are important, but spending hours and hours and hours and hours and hours every day is not.
Mm.
So yeah, treating this time as precious and sacred, and you will have precious and sacred results.
Yeah, completely. I agree completely, Verity. And even to create and also to be aware of what it works or not works in my life, because many people that were working from until late, until 7, and then coming back, their children minded by other people different than the parents, they didn't know very well even their children, because they are in school. When they come from work, the children are tired, you are tired, just talk, maybe play a little bit with them, dinner, and go to bed. That is not the best way to really get to know your children and also your partner. I wonder how many, that could be a social experiment, how many couples are going to separate after this, because before,
well, it happened in China. The minute the lockdown ended, there was like a ton of people filing for divorce.
Yeah, because if you are in the hamster wheel, you go to work and then okay, you go to bed, nothing to talk, just have dinner, and then and then now you have to be with your children at home, you have to be with your partner at home, you like your family. And many people, I have heard that many people, even in the middle of confination, they have said, go out. I don't know how it is possible to do that, but you know, but everything is okay, because if you are living a fake life with a husband that you don't love, that is great to have this opportunity to stop a little bit and okay, there's nothing in common between both of us. Let's finish this. We have to finish to start a new life. The one that for me, Corona, you know, the name of this thing, Corona is in Spanish what you put in the king. The king.
Yeah.
And what has the king? Yeah. The king has power. So this is a great Corona time. If we use that, to put the Corona that we is our right to have the power of our lives, and to say and to think and feel how I want to live. Do I want to work in this thing that I don't like? Do I want to have this life and just, you know, put in the place that what I like and I don't like in my life, and do that. It's a very beautiful time for that.
Yeah, you know, and the people that are using this time as a gift are going to emerge from it stronger, more centered, more connected to magic and life and everything. And those that have squandered the gift are going to have quite the opposite.
Yeah.
Life is always like that. It's like, here, have all of this. And some of us say yes. And so many people don't. They just, it's crazy. It's a gift. It's a gift and people don't accept it.
Yeah. I am going to, you are a gift for me. And I'm going to read to you a little text that I wrote before, because, you know, I felt that. Dear Verity, thanks so much for all the beauty and love that you share with yourself and with everybody. I thank you from my heart for sharing both your delicacy, your vulnerability, and at the same time, an immense inner strength and power. Thank you for being such an inspiration with your self-discipline, that I am going to connect with that, and your passion for life, which I completely, you know, I am resonate completely. I also give thanks to my soul for making me step into these new adventures that I am bold to step, and that always have incredible jewels that are reserved. When I step into the unknown, the treasure is there. You are now no doubt one of those jewels, Verity, and I love you with all my heart, to tears. But I'm not going to cry now. But in the end of the workshop, I was crying when I was saying I love you, because I really mean that.
Thank you so much. This has been a very special time. It's an honor for me to be part of your beautiful project.
Yeah, and I'm sure that your words are inspiring so many people that are going to listen to, not only with their ears and with the eyes, but most of all the vibration of what we are talking in this conversation. So thanks so much. I have to close someday, because you know I think it's,
yeah, I've got to feed my little one.
too long, but you know it was one thing after the other. And
No, that's just too much to talk about.
Thanks so much for your time, your precious time. I really honor that dedication to me and to all the people that I are going to be receiving all this inspiration. I love you.
I love you too. Bye-bye, beautiful.